Hello everybody, it's your European Africanist himself. Today I will be elaborating on how your thought process can misguide you to the wrong direction. You see, I know what's my purpose, what's my call to be on the face of this earth is, but what I did was that I was letting my thought process misguide me in the wrong direction. I was letting my feelings and emotions overtake who I am as a person because I want to be accepted by people because I felt so lonely in the inside. But once I realized my actions, I told myself, it's like, you gotta understand, Cavante, that you are different. You know, people ain't always gonna be your friends. But you know, when you be alone by yourself, you observe so much of things. You see people with their friends, with their girlfriends or whatever, but you realize a lot though when you quiet because you cannot observe when you talk. The reason why I displayed seeking attention from others is for the simple fact is that I was a kid growing up from kindergarten through middle school, through high school. I was so isolated from everybody else, and what I realized is that, I'm gonna try to be a funny character. I'm gonna try to be a funny character just to have approval from everybody else. I was letting my perception the reason why I displayed seeking attention from other people is for the simple fact is that I was a kid that was isolated through elementary, kindergarten, middle school, and high school. And I was trying to be accepted because of how the way I view myself. So my perception of myself was at an all-time low level because I didn't look at myself as a different character in society. I look at myself as somebody that's been lonely. I've been lonely all my whole life. I've been lonely. I've been alone. See, because I know how that feeling is to be alone. Because I was a character that I was always in the school environment. I see all my classmates and I still felt alone in the inside. So it was really 1 against 10,000. It was 1 against 500. You see, because I know how that feeling is. I have my own experience itself. You see, but what I did is that I let my thought process misguide me into doing something that I wasn't even into, But I pause. People still didn't accept me, and that was a hard thing to digest, All the things that I did to try to be accepted, I still had people's perception, people's opinions, people's emotions and feeling towards me and who I am and the approach I was trying to give off and how the way I was rubbing people in the wrong manner. They classified me lower than my worth. You looking at a kid that went through verbal abuse in the school environment. I went through physical abuse in the school environment. And I have so many definitions to define my character and who I am. I had people who tried to assassinate my character. People in the school environment really tried to aim and try to assassinate my character if they didn't already. You see, I was so alone by myself all the times. I was thinking that I was the only person who was really seeing my pain. Nobody else could really see my pain like how the way I see my pain. You see, in that pain right there, it was a buildup. It was keep building up to a point where I reached my breaking point. I reached my breaking point and I was ready to fight for my life like I never have. I was ready to fight for my life because when you've been pressed down, when you're being bullied down, when you are being held down, when you are being smacked down for so many years, you get to a point where you're tired of it. And when you're tired of something, you'll make sure you have the God-given strength and the ability to do something for yourself. And at that point, I had my limit. And that took me to a whole different level. I didn't felt so isolated then. I felt like it was a million of me against the whole entire school. I felt at that very moment, I didn't felt alone because I knew that at that point in my life is that, hey, is God for you? Who could be against you? If God is for you, who could be against you? So I let that fuel me up. I let that drive me. I let that push me. I let that motivate me. So when I got to that point, I didn't feel afraid anymore of people's perception. I didn't feel afraid of people's definitions of who I am as a person. I let that fuel me and drive me, and it drove me to a place I've never been before ever in my life. I promise you. It drove me to a place where I've never been before. And to me, you gotta understand, but people never gonna understand your pain. Because if they don't have that experience, they can understand your story, but they can't understand your pain and how the way the emotions you was feeling and how the way you was visualizing things at that point of time period in your life. So I'm here today to let everybody know that your perception really matters at the end. Because it was my perception, how the way I see myself was at an all-time low level. It was low. It was so low that it was keep falling like the leaves in autumn. It was keep falling like the leaves in autumn, my perception, I would say. It was keep declining more and more and more. And when you're tired of something, you'll do something. I'll say that again. When you are tired of something, you'll do something about it. And when I reached that breaking point, I'm like, man, I was so pumped up. I was so amped up. I was ready to fight for my whole entire life like I never did before. Excuse me. I was ready to fight for my life like I never had did before. So the moral of the story is your perception matters. You gotta fight for yourself when you're being attacked for so very long. And that's my message for everybody out there that's going through bullying, that's going through people trying to classify them lower than their worth, that people are suffering from verbal abuse and things of that nature. I'm just here to tell you that today. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this message. Follow me on Instagram at I am Black Pan Africanist. I say that again. Follow me on Instagram at I am Black Pan Africanist. I hope everybody enjoy their day, and I'm out with another one. Peace.